Frederic Bastiat, also French, following in the tradition of J.B. Say, was one that argued and really focused on one major topic, and that was free trade. And it's part of his growing up, is he grew up around trade in a coastal town in France and saw the benefits of free trade. And so he makes his argument. And he wrote a very satirical piece, The Petition of the Candlemaker. And so I encourage you to go through and read that article. Think about what is the thesis? How does he make the point? And how does it apply to us today? But really his focus is on the importance of a country to trade with each other by establishing these barriers to trade, by tariffs, embargoes, other things. It's hurting both countries, he argues. And it's really important that he's going to be a very proponent throughout his entire life, focused on free trade. And with that comes this notion of the proper role of government. And he was much more in favor of a limited role of government. The question he asked, which countries contain the most peaceful, the most moral, and the happiest of people? The ones that least interfere with citizens' private affairs, that minimize taxes, tariffs, and regulations, and freedom to speak, travel, and assembly is unimpeded. So again, think of this as this free market proponent was Frederic Bastiat. But he made important distinctions between government and society. And these are distinctions that many of you want to make today. Many people argue that government or forced organizations are bad, and that society or voluntary networks are good. And that's exactly the distinction that Bastiat made. He said, we disapprove of state education. Then the socialists say that we are opposed to education. We object to state religion. Then the socialists say that we want no religion at all. We object to state-enforced equality. Then they say we are against equality. It is as if the socialists were to accuse us of not wanting persons to eat because we do not want the state to raise grain. And so we made that important distinction that we can be against government programs, even if we're for the objectives that they achieve. And the focus here should be is that there are different ways to achieve these objectives. And Bastiat argued for these voluntary networks, these society-focused changes to address these policy issues in France. And we can apply that to in the world today.